Hello students, welcome back to the next session of software engineering. In today's session, we shall be starting with the first chapter related to unit number 5, in which we will be covering a concept called as risk management. So, let me just start with giving you an example for it. So, imagine that you are planning a big event in your college, like for example, an annual event. So, when you're planning, what do? You talk about what can go right and what can go wrong. So, you also talk about what could go wrong also. So, like for example, maybe it will rain, or maybe we can have a power cut, or the food stalls might run out of supplies. So, you talk about what all the things can go wrong. Then what do? You plan ahead to handle these problems. Like for example, if it is rain, it might rain. So let us set up tents. The power might go. So what do? We arrange some backup power. Okay, or have extra food ready. Right? So like this, you will plan how to handle these problems. Now in software engineering, we do the same thing. We think about what might go wrong in a project and come up with solutions to avoid those problems. Right? So by the end of this session, you will be able to understand what is risk management, why is it important, and how can we handle this risk all in step-by-step procedure. So let's begin today's session by understanding the first concept, which is called as risk management. So risk management is just like, planning for the problems before they can happen. So it helps us to deal with any surprises, and it ensures that the project gets finished on time. Right, within the budget, also successfully. Like for example, you can see in software development, we may face many problems, like a feature is not working as expected, there are delays in the resources, team members are leaving in the middle of the project development. So what do? We plan ahead for these problems, so that we can solve them quickly and keep the project moving forward. That is called as risk management. So what is risk management? Risk management involves identifying potential problems in a project and planning solutions in advance to avoid disruptions. This is called as risk management. Right? Now let us understand, why do we need to manage these risks? Why is it important? Basically, for 3 reasons. The first reason you have here is it helps the project go smoothly. So by thinking ahead of the problems, we can avoid sudden surprises. Yes? So suddenly, how to handle this risk? Question mark. That can be avoided if you are planning ahead. The second thing is it saves time and money. So we can handle problems before they become bigger issues. So in this way, you can save the time as well as the money also. The third point here is it keeps everyone happy. So if the project is completed successfully, the team, the client, everybody will be happy. Because of these 3 reasons, we have to manage the risks. Okay, so if you can take a better example here. So think like, imagine a builder starts constructing a house without checking for risks. So what could be the risks? Bad weather, delays in the materials, right? So because of these, the project could delay, and sometimes it could cost even extra money also. But if the builder plans ahead and arranges things like, if it rains, let me continue my work with indoor work. Okay, or let me get some extra materials prior, just in case. Okay, because if he plans like this, then the house gets built on time. So that's what your risk management does for software projects also. It makes sure that things go smoothly even if the problems are popping up. Right? So this is why the risk management is important to us. Now, in this risk management, you basically follow 5 steps. Let's talk about what are these 5 steps. The first step you have is identify the risks. So firstly, we make a list of all the things that could go wrong. So we write a tabular format in which we talk about what are the things that can go wrong in my project development. Like for example, you can write like a new feature that I'm trying to build in my software might not work as expected, or we might face some delays while we are testing this particular project. So like that, you will list all the different types of risks that can happen in the project development. That will be the first step that we do in risk management. The second step you have is assess the risks. So here we decide how likely is each problem, or how big is this particular issue. So you have identified the risk. So how big is it? So here what you do is, you divide them into three levels. One is high, medium and low. Okay, so you talk about the impact of the risks. The third thing is plan for the risk. So here is where you figure out how to prevent or fix the problems that have occurred. So you have identified, you have assessed it, what is the priority of it, and then you will plan what happens if that risk will arrive. How can I avoid it? Alright, like for example, say suppose one of your team member has left. So you should be having backup team members who can cope up with that person who has left your project development. That is called as planning. The next one is monitor risks. So here is where you will keep eye on your ongoing project. So time to time you check if there are any risks, okay, if any problem is occurring, and you will make sure that you are fixing those issues in the early stage only. That is called as monitor risks. The last step you have is communicate risks. So finally what you do is you make sure that everyone of your team are knowing about what are the risks, how to plan them, how to deal with them and all. Right? So that anybody can handle any type of risk that occurs in the project development. So these are the 5 things that we do in the concept called as risk management. So first you identify the risks, you assess its priority, okay, you plan what happens if that risk occurs, okay, time to time you monitor to make sure that risks are not occurring. If they are occurring, how to resolve them, and you make sure that you are communicating with everyone so that everyone in your team has an idea as to what are the risks and how to handle them. Right? Now, let's talk about the first 2 steps in more detail. Talking about the first step, which is called as risk identification. So, what do you mean by risk identification? This means thinking about and listening all the possible problems that could come up during the project. So, in your project development, we will think and we will list down all the problems that can arise. Now, how to do that? How will I identify the risks? So, for that, you need to follow certain steps. The first is look at the past projects. So, you will think about what went wrong in the similar projects in the past. Like for example, in the previous projects, there might have been delays, in getting the hardware needed. Okay, so you will think about it, you will list down. The next thing is discuss with the team. So, you will conduct a brainstorming session where all the team members will be involved. You take their inputs by asking them what could go wrong in the project development. Like for example, someone might point out that the new tool that we are using might cause, compatibility issues and all. So they come up with ideas, you start noting those issues. The third step you do is examine the project plan. So what do? You have prepared a schedule. So in that schedule, you will talk about what issues can arise. Like for example, say suppose in one of the point you wrote, in so and so time I will be receiving the materials. So you will think about an issue here, like what if there is a delay in the delivery? Okay, that is a problem. So how can I avoid that? So that is called as examining the project plan. The last one is consult the expert. So you ask for expert advice. So you talk to people who are having more experience with similar types of projects. Like for example, you talk to a senior developer who might warn you about the risks about certain technology or a tool that you are using in your project development. Okay. So this is called as risk identification, and these are the 4 steps using which you will identify the various types of risks in your project development. Now let's talk about the second step, which is called as risk projection. Now what do you mean by risk projection? Risk projection means predicting how likely each problem is and how serious it would be if it happened. So you have identified a risk, but how serious is that risk? How much damage is it creating when it occurs? Talking about this is called as risk projection. So it involves predicting the likelihood and impact of each risk. Now, how to know about all of this? So to know about how much effect your risk is putting on your project development, we have to follow certain steps here. Talking about the first step you have is describe the risk. So here is where you clearly explain what the risk is actually. See, for example, there is a risk that new software feature that you have implemented might not work properly on older devices. So you describe that point. So you write down in the risk saying that the new feature that we have added might not be compatible with the older devices. That is describing the risk. The second thing is estimate how likely it is to occur. Right? So think about how likely is that problem happening. So we will rate here, like, is it high, is it medium, or is it low? So what did you describe here? New feature is not compatible to older devices. So what you will estimate? So I'm estimating that the chance of the software not working on the older devices is, medium range. So in the estimation, I will give it as medium. The third point is assess the potential impact. So here you have to decide, see, now what will happen if that actually happened? So seriously, the new feature that you have added is not actually working in the older devices. So what should I do? Then you have to immediately rectify it. Otherwise, the project will get delayed. So here in the assess of the potential impact, you give high rate here. Okay, high rate in the sense, if this issue seriously happens, you have to immediately attend to it. That is called as high rate. Right? After that, in the last step, what you have to do is you have to prioritize the risks. So you have to focus on the risks that are both likely as well as serious. Right? So based on these steps, what you have to do is you have to create a risk projection table like this. So in which you write down the different types of risks that you have identified. Okay? Likelihood in the sense, how frequently can this happen? Impact in the sense, if it really happens, how much impact is it going to put in the project? And priority. So if this, based on these two values, what is the priority? So which one do I need to first attend to? Like for example, in this particular table, hardware delay. Medium, it might not frequently happen, but if it happens, it is a very high risk. So immediately you have to attend. Minor code bugs. Minor code bugs are very frequent to happen, but its impact is very low. So its priority is medium. Team member leaves. So generally, very rarely team members leaves in the middle of the project development. So its likelihood will be low. But if he or she suddenly drops in the middle of the project development, then the risk is high. Right? So immediately you have to find a replacement. So the priority will be medium. Okay? So this is how you have to create your risk projection table. So this is all about your risk projection. In today's session, we were able to cover all of this up till risk projection. In the next session, I will be talking about RMM and RMM plan. So what did we learn today? Today we have learned about what is risk management. So it is all about planning for problems before they happen. Okay. So why we have to do this? It will help us to avoid delays, keep the project on track, and make sure that everyone is happy. Now there are 5 steps in the risk management. Firstly, you have to identify the risks, assess the risks, plan for the risk, monitor the risk, as well as communicate the risk. So by following all these steps, we will be able to handle the problems before they become bigger issues and keep the project running smoothly. Thank you.